What is up, everybody? Welcome back to Rockets, Hits, and Heartbreaks for another week. Well, if you followed the racing throughout the week, you knew that it was pretty chalky for a lot of the big meets. Really, Thursday, Friday, Saturday for sure. We actually hit a lot of pick fives this week, but a lot of chalk, a lot of kind of make $100 type of, or break even, or even lose one time with a win. So it was kind of a frustrating day when it came to that. However, we did have one huge score on Sunday. And by the way, Sundays seem to be where the Rockets just have been taken off the last 3 or 4 weekends. So we did have a big score Sunday. We'll talk about it and kind of review a couple of things I was thinking on this one. So let me take my banner off here and we'll get right to it. It was Fairgrounds. I'll put the ticket up. Should do that. So this was a Fairgrounds on Sunday, 121, the early pick 5. So the first thing I'll talk about, and people tend to ask, or not even like, customers or people who come to the site, but just friends and stuff will ask, what race are you confident on, or where are you confident on today? What track? And I always kind of tell people, you definitely can be confident about a race and have a strong opinion about a race. And you have to, right? One way or the other. But when it comes to, hey, what track you think is going to hit today? You just never know. I mean, honestly, you don't. You might have a good feeling one way or the other about a track here or there, but you just never really know what's going to happen from track to track, especially when it comes to pick fives. And again, like a single race, like, hey, I really like this race at this track today. Well, yeah, I mean, we all have that, but confidence level as a track as a whole, it is so tough to kind of predict which track is going to do what. And the reason I'm saying that is, out of all the pick fives on Sunday, this was probably one that I was least confident in. I really, honest to God, kind of hated the fairground card on Sunday. It was 8 races in total because they ran so damn many the day before. It wasn't high quality horses, and it wasn't really anything to get excited about. But the Rockets have been doing well there. Really wanted to do that track, wanted to keep it going for the weekend, and thankfully we did. So, all right, let's get to it. A 2x4 by 2 by 3 by 4. So I said, I don't really like this card. Well, you can kind of see right away. I have no single. I had no single in the late pick 5 either, except because I didn't like shit to be honest. All right, let's get to it. So this race right here, we went short, went 2-6 here to kick this thing off. Low claiming a race going 2 turns on the dirt here. I really hated going short here because I didn't really trust any of these horses, to be honest. But at the end of the day, I structured this ticket and I was like 4 or 5 deep in every leg. So I was like, well, I mean, you have to make cuts. And this one made the most sense because of the 2. I did like the 2 quite a bit in here. It was my top choice in the race. So I said, look, this makes sense. I don't really trust them, but I trust them a little bit more than I trust horses in the other fields. And the other big part about going 2 deep here is these horses that the 2 had to beat or the 6 had to beat, they really weren't very good. So you just kind of felt like there's more bad horses in this race than some of the other ones. So anyway, 2-6, got it home, 1 for 1 to get it going. Went deep in this one, 1, 4, 5, and 8. And you kind of look at it here. The 8 gets it done. I liked the 1. I had the 1 on top and was the favorite. Lost that lead late to the 8 horse. So anyway, gets the job done here. The 8, really like it because the 1 was a much shorter price than the 8. So you're feeling good. You're 2 for 2 and, $12 winner and a favorite. But like I said, in this card, it's like, we're just trying to get through it. This was the big one for me. Went 6-11. This was the risk of the ticket, I should say. This seemed pretty wide open on paper. This is probably not a race where I would go short normally, or if I had a single in another leg or something. But this was like in these situations where you just really don't feel good about any of the races. It's like, well, you're going to have to pick one where you're kind of uncomfortable going short if you're paying on a budget like we are here, right? So I was not comfortable going too deep here, but I thought this was the next logical race to do it. And I also thought we could separate a little bit going too deep here because I figured a lot of people would go pretty deep in the spot. The 11 luckily gets it done. And I say luckily, and I mean luckily, because again, this was a situation where we got to get a little bit of luck. Like, we're not feeling great about any of the legs. So the 11 gets it done. The 6 is kind of, nowhere to be found in 5th. And so we survive it. And now you're feeling a lot better because it's like, okay, I got through my 2 short legs here. I'm 3 for 3. The prices aren't astronomical, but they're not bad. I'm in a good spot now. And then the spot gets fantastic. So you go to the 4th leg here. 1-4-10 is what we use. 1-4-10 is how it came in. All good. And guess what? The longest price of the 3 we use wins the race. Now you're ecstatic. Now you're feeling great. You're 4 deep to hit the pick 5, and you've gotten through this thing. And honestly, when you structure a ticket like this, the handicapping has to be spot on, and it has been through 4 races. Now we've kind of bought ourselves a little bit of leeway. We've got 4 horses here to the last, and we've got a nice shot here. We've got some coverage. So we used 6, 8, 9, and 12. It came in 8, 9, 7. So this was kind of we didn't have to sweat it out. Just an 8-20 winner on the mutual there. So, nothing crazy there. Was second choice. So my top choice won 1 of the 5 races, and we're still able to get through. That's not easy to do, and that's not me bragging. That's saying we got lucky in this spot. I don't know how better I could just say it. We were very lucky to get through this, but you're going to see that sometimes it's good to be lucky. So got the 8 home here. And so we're through. We got it. $96 ticket. Look at this payout. An incredible. I was blown away by the payout. $2,610.75. I thought this would be more in the $1,200, $1,300 range, but it just goes to show you, if you can get every one of these legs after the first one was kind of tricky to get through. You could get to all the winners for sure, all 4 of the winners, but they, at least for me, they weren't like top picks, and they weren't top picks of the majority of the people. You could tell by the prices. So you definitely, like, if you're going to just play 4 horses in each of those legs, well, you probably can get to them. They weren't crazy illogical winners, but the structure had to be kind of right. You couldn't, like my 3rd choice won the 2nd leg. Well, if I would have went too deep there and tried it there instead of going too deep in the 3rd leg, I would have lost. So this was one where the handicapping was okay. Like I was able to select the horses, obviously, that won the races, but which race to go short, which race to go deep kind of won this thing. And again, for it to pay $2,600, I feel like I did a better job with other tickets, in the last couple of weeks when we talked about this, where I was pretty much just kind of right where I needed to be, and they paid less. I got rewarded less, where this one was just kind of like, I guess we'll do this type of attitude, with a lot of these races. It's like, I think that's the right thing to do. And it comes back $2,600. So this was a one, again, I didn't go into it feeling confident or anything like that, but the thing about it is, and we kind of talked about this, if you're not on the Racing Dude Discord, you might join it, because we kind of talked about betting and betting structure. And look, there are people out there that can help, but they are not the nicest. We try to be really friendly about it. And this was a situation where the ticket made sense as far as how it was structured from a positive expected return standpoint. And so that was the best part of the ticket, right? Like the handicapping was like, yeah, you got it. You didn't really get top choices home, but you got through them. But you have to kind of structure your ticket in a way to where if you do get through these, you're going to get that big reward. And so that's kind of what this one did. So anyway, just a quick video this week. We got a lot going on. Obviously, if you're going to look to the Rockets this week, Pegasus Day would be a big day. These Pegasus Day, I went through the races. I obviously haven't finished it up or anything like that. It's only Monday, but Pegasus Day would be a good day for to purchase the Rockets. There's going to be some big payouts. Again, there's going to be some tickets structured just like this, where it's like, hopefully we've went short in the right races, and hopefully we get that big return. And then there's going to be another ticket, I would imagine, just after one look, where we're going to be singled, and we're going to, kind of play a ticket where you feel a lot more confident about it. But I know some of the bigger days have been a little chalky lately. This will not be the case. I know everybody was complaining about the fairgrounds last week. This Gulfstream card will not be chalky. That much I can almost guarantee you. You never can guarantee it fully, because it is horse racing, but I think there's going to be some prices. I like some prices as well. So we'll see what happens. All right, guys, enough of me ranting. Thanks very much for watching Rockets, Hits, and Heartbreaks. We'll most likely be back next week talking about more. And end of the day, this video is just about kind of, getting together and kind of just talking about certain situations, and whether it be handicapping or ticket structure or anything like that. This is not meant to be anything more than just kind of handicappers kind of talking about what's going on. So anyway, thanks everybody for watching Rocket Hits and Heartbreaks, and we'll see you right back here next week.